Yeah, there we go. Let's go there. There we go. That's what it looks
Oh
like.
yeah, that looks like a shoe from Roger Rabbit. Um,
Hello and welcome back to the SEGA Spirit Show. It's your healthy dose of blue skies, blast processing, and a whole lot of retro-fueled enthusiasm. I'm your host, Graham Cookson, and riding shotgun with me today is a man who drives with more precision than the Shenmue Forklift Union, and yet enjoys leaving a suspicious amount of property damage in his wake. It's my chain gun-toting, missile-firing, mind-dropping co-host, Scotty Mo. And what was that intro all about? Well, we'll find out in a second because we have a cracking episode for you folks tonight. As always, we have our hot Sega community news with lots of fun. Oh my god!
Stuff.
Lots of fun stuff. Homebrew stuff. I didn't actually anything to my notes there. There we go. Inside thing. But with our feature discussion this week, we'll be unwrecking our memories and looking back at 2006 when Sega wanted gamers to burn rubber, blow up cars, and destroy entire city blocks, all for the lols. That's right. We'll be looking back at Sega's Xbox 360 Demolition Derby of Mayhem. Full auto. So, come and join us as we celebrate the Sega community classics and more in this week's Sega Spirit Show. We're back. Yes. Hello. Back again. And Scotty, second episode of the year of 2026. What's going on? How you doing? What's up?
I'm here. I forgot. I realized as soon as you held up your copy of Full Auto, I realized I left mine downstairs. So that's okay, though. We don't need all of them. It doesn't matter. But I'm good. You know, stuff's going on. The new year, new happenings. Yeah. What about you? How are you?
I mean, I've been poorly sick, as from last episode, as most people know. If you listened to last episode, I was ill doing that, and I'm still a little bit ill at the moment, but I'm a lot better than I was. But yeah, I think I basically got a chest infection. So for last week, I was actually off work for a lot of last week, which also hampered my ability to play some of what we're going to talk about later. Woo! But I mean, I still managed to get a decent chunk in, so that was good. But yeah, Scotty, what have you been up to? What's been going on?
I did forget to mention last time that I finally beat a video game that doesn't happen too often. That I started literally in 2024, but the HD 20th anniversary re-release of Beyond Good and Evil. Have you ever played that game, Graham?
Have I? In fact, I played the HD re-release on Xbox.
It was on 360. The first time I played it, the first time I played it was due to it being a pre-order bonus for Rayman Origins. So basically $5 got you Beyond Good and Evil HD, and I played it for a little bit on 360, and then Rayman Origins came out, and that's probably the best platformer I played of that generation. You know, that and Legends, both very good games. So, but no, I did. They did a 20th anniversary Beyond Good and Evil, and I beat it.
Nice.
It ends on a cliffhanger. It was really funny that I shared it with like the friend of mine that said it ended on a cliffhanger because I could tell when I mentioned like randomly we were all hanging out, and I was like, "Does anybody play that?" He's like, "Yeah, I did." I was like, "I'm digging it," and he's like, "Yeah." And then they did the thing at E3 where they announced a prequel to a game that had a cliffhanger. Like, what? And but when I shared that I beat it in like the friends Discord, he was like, enjoy not having resolution, or like enjoy cliffhanger ended up like leading up to nothing. I was like, "Oh sir, I'm a Shenmue fan. This is old hat. I'm familiar with this territory. Don't you worry."
Yeah.
But no, it's a really good game. It's it really, I tell people that even though it was on PS2 and I think GameCube, I don't know if it was on original Xbox first or not, and it is an Ubisoft game. What it was the same time or something for all of them or whatever.
No, it wasn't on the original Xbox as far as I remember, because I remember owning an Xbox.
Wasn't? Damn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I thought it was PS2 exclusive, to be honest.
What? Are you checking? Because I'm checking.
Okay, let's find out. I can check.
I could have sworn it was
It might be
on.
on GameCube as well. I don't think. I'm pretty sure it was on. Oh no, it was on Xbox. I'm just color me completely wrong. There we go. For some reason, I thought it was on an Xbox. But yeah,
I
no,
thought you were a
PlayStation 2,
Microsoft fan
Windows. Yeah, wow.
of the past, anyway.
Yeah. PS2, Windows, Xbox, GameCube, Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, Switch, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series XS. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, the reason I say that is it really feels aesthetically like an OG Xbox game. Like it feels like you could plop this into the Halo world, or you could plop this into,
Mm.
like it feels like an Xbox game with the aesthetics for somehow to me. Um, and I really enjoyed it. And you can really see, since it's Ubisoft, keep this in mind, but keep in mind that it is Ubisoft, but you can really see the DNA that would become Assassin's Creed games, because
Mm.
they really wanted it to be a bigger game. They wanted all those everyone in that era wanted their games to be bigger, and that's why everything becomes an open world game right now, whether it needs to be or not.
Yeah.
Cough, Metroid, cough. So I really like Beyond Good and Evil though. The voice acting's amazing, the story's interesting, and for anyone that's never played it, the gameplay is like a Zelda game meets Pokemon Snap meets Metal Gear Solid, because you've got stealth and your job is to take pictures, but there's like mini games, there's racing events, there's other stuff you can do throughout it everywhere, and you can really it does have the thing that like I saved right before the final area so that I can go back and maybe do stuff, because it doesn't have a new game plus, or it doesn't
Oh,
like
okay.
doesn't
Yeah.
like restart your save or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Um, I have to admit, even though I know I've played it, I know I've finished it, I can remember specific moments in the game. I
mhm.
don't remember a lot about it, if that makes sense. Like
I mean, a
there's
lot
specific,
happens.
I've got things burned into my memory. I know I've definitely played that game. I know I've
Mhm.
completed it. But yeah, it's like if you told me what's the game about and stuff, I'd be like, I have no idea. It was
Well,
so long ago I played it, but I just can't remember it.
like I'm sure it went through different names or something possibilities, but like name possibilities for it, because I can't even remember the main character's name. Are you kidding me right now? Um, but they keep calling her Jade. Shawnee is what some characters call her in the game, but she I'm sure it was called like Jade's Adventure or something like that at first, because when you read Beyond Good and Evil, like that's like, whoa, how deep are we getting? But it gets intense. It does get a little deep, but it's not. I mean, look up trigger warnings. I guess it's not that bad because it's a 2003 game. They didn't do that much with that stuff. But no, the coolest thing though, and one, I mean, I take long to beat any game, but one thing that took me a second was realizing I was trying to get a trophy in it. I played it on PS4. I was trying to get a trophy that involved a scavenger hunt, and you had to find items that had a code on it that you would then put into a thing to find another item to like unlock a cutscene that ended up being cutscenes with like Jade's mom and stuff. And I was just like, where I cannot find these things. And then I'm looking through guides. I'm like, I can't find this game is 20 years old. Why can I not find a guide for this? It was a thing they added for the 20th anniversary edition. So they have new voiceover recordings. They have like not it's kind of done in parchment comic booky sort of style of cutscenes. They're not animated, but like whole new voice
Wow, that's
recordings
pretty cool.
and like scenes and story added to the game for this 20th anniversary. And it's Ubisoft, who, if it's not Assassin's Creed, they usually don't care. So it was pretty, but that explained why I couldn't find guides on it, because I was looking for something people had not even beaten yet. So I was
Right.
confused
Okay.
on, like if that makes sense. I was confused. I couldn't find, how do I beat this part of this 20-year-old game? But it was because not many people had done it yet. And then slowly
Yeah.
playing it over the course of a year and a half, people did it, and I was able to find some guides around it, because I also would go back to it like long after the fact and forget what I was doing or where I was.
Okay. So
So
apparently, this is according to Wikipedia, that one of the side quests in that 20th anniversary edition connects to the story of Beyond Good and Evil 2.
yeah, sure.
Apparently.
Yeah, Ubisoft just dropped a bunch of games, like stopped making them. That was in the news, and just more garbage about game development. Honestly, realigning resources and stuff. But they did say Beyond Good and Evil 2 is still happening. I don't know what that means, because the last time there was a trailer for that, E3 still existed. So
Yeah. Yeah, from what I've read, apparently it's still in the works. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, that might be cool.
Hopefully, we'll understand what's happening. You know, the cliffhanger. You know, if it makes sense.
But I recommend it. They also added a speed running mode and like speed running trophies that I'm never gonna get because it's not a short game. But so unless the trophy is like play this in speed running mode, but no, it's a pretty cool game. I recommend it to okay, here's the easiest recommendation. I recommend it to anyone that enjoyed Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. There you go.
Fair enough. There you go. Yep. It is a good game. It's pretty. Yeah. I feel like it's unique as well, even though it's the gameplay. Not all the gameplay's that unique, but it's one of those games that people do talk about a lot. It is a good game. I think a lot of people would enjoy it.
It's got its following for sure, from what I understand. It's rare that I like. You know, the last game I beat before this was Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, and no one knew what I was talking about that doesn't care about Sega. So this game, when I've mentioned it to people, are like, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, that game. And, you know, it's remembered at least. So that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I did see a couple of movies. I'll just throw some stuff out here. For whatever reason, Rachel and I are going through the Fast and Furious movies right now. So there's that. I've always enjoyed them, the ones with Paul Walker. Rest in peace. But we just watched the third one last night. We've not really planning this, but we've ended up watching one each weekend.
Okay.
Third one is not as good as I remember. The second one is such a bromance. It's wonderful.
Is the third one Tokyo Drift, or was it a different one?
Yep, that's it. Tokyo Drift.
Okay. I didn't mind it, but yes, I think from what I remember, it was the weakest of the series.
Yeah, Rachel's been reading a book, like I think it's a graphic novel about them. It's like I forget what it is exactly, how it's related to them, but within that book it said like the third one's the fans' favorite. I'm like, I don't know why. And we even like watching it last night. The main dude is such a doofus. He's just not as likable as adorable Paul Walker. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
Weird. So it's also an oddity in that it completely screwed up the timeline of the series until they kind of corrected it later with like Fast and Furious 7 or something.
Oh, did they? I know it was
there's events that happen. Yeah, but it wasn't originally meant to be or something. It was they kind of just filmed it as, hey, this is another one. We're going to set it in Tokyo, but we'll make sure it's linked to the series by having Vin Diesel appear at the end, you know, as a cameo or whatever. But yeah, I don't think it's ever actually planned to be a prequel until they started making more and more of them, and they kind of brought back some characters who, spoiler alert, who died. It's like a 20-year-old movie now, whatever it is. But yeah, they kind of brought back some characters. And I remember watching these movies going, I'm sure this guy died like 3 movies ago, and then it's like, oh wait, they've made it into
he's in the next one. It makes no sense. Yeah. So that's why I was even more. I don't remember. Like when I watched I enjoy them. I mentioned that, but like when I watched them, or I had seen the first one and the third one, and then I've learned that a friend had all the DVDs, so I borrowed them and I like watched all the movies. So they're really blurred together for me. So this is nicer to go through them like this. But yeah, you know, it's 2026 and we're talking about, which they haven't released the ending one yet, the part 2 of 10 or whatever. So we'll see where that goes. I don't know. Yeah, so that's been fun. And then that has been fun. And then we also saw the movie Iron Lung, starring Markiplier, or I forget his real name now. Sorry, Markiplier. He's he's a YouTuber. He does Let's Plays and stuff. He directed a movie about a video game that is an indie game made by one dude. It has amazing sound design, and it's about the TLDR is for some reason there was a thing called the Quiet Rapture that happened, and just planets and stars have disappeared, and then you are sent on this trip, or you're sent on this expedition mission, whatever, and they put you in a submarine and they have to weld it shut. So it's like an iron lung, which I guarantee you this is going to introduce to the kids and everybody that watches Markiplier what iron lungs actually are and were when they were used. But they drop you in this game. They drop you into an ocean of blood, and apparently it's the 4th one. This is all told to you at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
And you have to follow coordinates and take some pictures. And maybe there's a monster down there. Maybe there's a couple. Maybe there's nothing. I don't know. The game can be beaten in about an hour. And it kept getting hyped up that there was a movie. So I'm like, let's see what this is about. And don't bother. Just go watch
So,
2006's Moon instead.
I'm slightly confused. So
I don't know why. That was all very clear.
is there a real game called Iron Lung, which you described, but there's also a movie about it?
Yep. We saw the movie Iron Lung that's about a game, or it's based off a game. That's it. Yeah, but it stars Markiplier.
It's not a documentary about the game, but it's actually...
No, it's a movie adaptation.
Okay, right. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. Now I understand. Because when you're saying he's like a YouTuber and stuff, I was like thinking, did you make a documentary about this? Like what? Okay.
No, Markiplier is the YouTuber. He stars in this movie, which he apparently also directed. It's 2 hours long, and it could have been 45 minutes long, and it's fine. People applauded it at the end. What's your take on that? When people applaud a movie after it's done in the theater, Graham?
I mean, I don't think I've ever actually done it, but I have been in a couple of movies where it's happened, and I'm like, okay. Like, if I'm at if it was like a movie premiere, I don't know, like one of the world premieres, I could maybe understand that.
Yeah,
but just in the normal cinema, I'm like, oh. I mean, if people really enjoy it that much, I'm not going to stop them. I don't care that much, but at the same time, it hasn't really happened enough for me to be like, this is a thing you need to do. But it's happened a couple of times where I'm like, okay, people seem to really like that movie. Good for them.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah,
but when that happened, both Rachel and I were like, "Why are you clapping for this? It's not. You guys need to watch other movies."
Or they were so happy it finished. Like,
maybe that's why
we can finally get out of here. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, no, I don't have anything against Markiplier though. Before anybody comes from my head or something, unfortunately, when I was researching this movie, I first typed in Markiplier controversy just to be sure, because that's how I research anyone on YouTube anymore.
Oh no,
that's what you have to do. So, and he somehow has kept a pretty clean slate. So good for him.
Okay. I've no idea who this guy is, to be honest, but that's fair. Good to hear.
Yeah, he has an amazing voice, and he's good looking too. So if he's not already doing voice acting, he should, and he's probably going to be just fine. Hopefully, this helps him in his acting career. Cool. It definitely did not I enjoy games that are about one secluded person or seclusion and the human condition and the human mind, and studying that with how it gets messed up with you're by yourself. That's why I really like the movie Moon starring Sam Rockwell. That's a very good movie, and I think that's what this movie was trying to do. And it was just a lot of zoomed in on Mark's eyeballs, and they tried to do some stuff that was very unclear, and I'll say this. I saw a hilarious review on Letterboxd that was half a star. You can do out of 5. Someone gave it half a star, and the comment, you can leave as big a review as you want. The comment was just, not everyone needs to direct. Or need to be a director. I'm like, it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't a plot. I don't know. Maybe go see it, decide for yourself, people. I won't spoil anything, but I was just genuinely curious how someone could take a game you can finish in 45 minutes to an hour and make a 2-hour movie out of it. And it made sense what they did, but it didn't have to be as long as it was. It felt like 2 hours. I'll say that.
Okay. Yeah, that's never a good sign.
Yeah, which is a good lead into the other movie I saw, which I really liked, called Resurrection. And I know there's been 1,000 movies called Resurrection, and I meant to look up the director's name again. So let me do that, because Be Gone, as in his first name is B-I, last name is G-A-N. I think it's Be Gone or Be-Gan. Sorry. Bygone. I'm not sure. But Resurrection is it's a mind bender, I would say. But this director, every shot is meticulously decided. Like every shot is, you are meant to stare at it. You are meant to see different things at it every time you see it. And it was like 4 or 5 different stories within a movie. Um, and I really enjoyed it. I could have fallen asleep, but that is a big compliment because it was just like mesmerizing and stuff. I highly
Oh,
recommend
okay.
it. Um, Symbolism everywhere, like that's what it is basically. But it's a it now that but I speaking of lengths of movies, it was 2 hours and 40 minutes. Didn't feel like that at all. I felt like I was in there for
Okay.
maybe an hour. Really well
Yeah.
done. So
Oh, yes.
Resurrection by Be Gone 2025.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah, never heard of them. Okay. I'll maybe look into that one. Good.
it was only playing in like select theaters. So I found it at this theater that plays like indie films and little things and whatnot. So I had to like, it was playing for like 3 weekends out of this year or something over here. So had to find it. And as soon as I stopped, or as soon as I walked out of it, I was like, I was trying to think like who would I even talk to about this movie, and I was like, Nick would like this. Nick would have analyzed this. So if like Static Zone was around, that would have happened probably. So,
Cool.
um, yeah. And then I'll just mention real quick for the 360, since we were playing full auto, I had to turn my 360 on, and was going through my digital library, and I ended up playing Hydro Thunder Hurricane, and such a good sequel. And just like, I think that must have come out at a weird time when like my friends and we were kind of started doing our own thing and not all playing online as much anymore, um, which is unfortunate. But I was just looking at my library, and it's like, man, I used to play a lot of games all the time
Mm.
before. I guess it would have been like right after I finished college, trying to figure out jobs, but my band was touring, so I just had time, I guess, before
Yeah.
actually a serious job hunt began or anything. So it was uh it was cool. But one thing I will say, it was weird. The artwork for the games was not showing up until I connected to the internet, and it was
Okay.
super duper aggravating that I couldn't like, I don't know, some games are just named weird things, so I couldn't remember what anything was until I saw the cover
Okay.
art. But
Yeah.
yeah. So
Man.
did you play that one at all? Hurricane, Hydro Thunder
Oh, I
Hurricane?
loved Hydro Thunder Hurricane. Yeah. Brilliant game.
Yeah, that was very well
Yeah.
done.
And controversially, one of my favorites, possibly my favorite mobile phone game, definitely my favorite racing mobile phone game,
Hmm.
basically impossible to play these days because it was Hydro Thunder Go on the Windows 7 phone.
Right. When they tried
And
to make the phones
it's
look like a Connect, or you know what I mean, the tiles and crap.
it was so good though. That get the visually it just looked great, and it was actually it works so well on phones because most racing games don't work well on phones. But that was
Mm-hmm.
one of the few games I played. I'm like, this is amazing. This is the future. Windows Phone died, and you can't get
They
that game
did.
anywhere.
They did another one at or around. It was clearly made by them. Let me see who the dev was, and then I could tell you. Vector Engine. They also made.
Is it Riptide?
Yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah, I played that a few times. Yeah, I played Riptide and Riptide 2.
Yeah.
I enjoyed those games, yeah.
Yeah, those are very good as well. I don't know if you can still buy any of them. Hydro Thunder Hurricane was a like Microsoft only thing, so it was on Xbox
Yeah,
and their phones. So I don't
yeah.
know. I wish that had a physical release.
I think, no, well, I don't think they had a physical release. I think it was available on Windows Store. So if you haven't owned a Windows PC, I think it was available on there at some point.
Oh,
It might still be, I mean, I could open my Microsoft Store app now because
I don't think you should try that while we're recording.
fair enough. Let's not do that.
You
Okay.
might try to open your
Cool.
gamer bar or whatever.
Probably.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but that's enough. Oh, I forgot. Can I mention one pickup real quick because I was really excited about it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Got this last night. This is definitely going to be an if you know you know thing. It's a VHS of Mighty
Ooh.
Max. Have
1
you?
second. I
Are
need to make you
you?
bigger. 1 second.
Tell me about
There you
it.
go.
Are you at all
Oh, yeah.
aware of Mighty Max, Graham?
I distinctly remember it. Well, here's the thing. I remember the name.
Mighty
I remember the logo. I remember the
Max.
look of the characters. I do
Hmm.
not remember anything about the show. I remember it being a thing and watching it. I do not remember it. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
It's cool.
So Polly Pocket was the game that they, I can't get the thing back in there. They made the boy version, as it were, called
Ah,
Mighty Max, but Polly Pockets, I don't have any here. Well, I don't have any flat out. No, I don't. But the Mighty Max version. So what they were is just like a compact. You have like, you see a compact that has like a mirror in it or something, and it was little adventure sets that have a teeny tiny figure and stuff, and you'd have Mighty Max was instead of Polly Pocket for the boys because we don't want to play with girl stuff. But the show was really good, and the show I'm holding up a VHS tape, audio listeners, for Mighty Max, the episode "Let Sleeping Dragons Lie." A chosen kid, his bodyguard, and a chicken. Evil doesn't stand a chance. That was the ongoing joke that Virgil, the bird character, he's actually a fowl, not a chicken. I named my late dog after Virgil for what that's worth. But no, this is a show that was never released on DVD or Blu-ray. So like only the VHS tapes exist, which is crazy. But yeah, I was so excited. I found that. Oh, Rachel found this, and I immediately bought it. And it's not super cheap for a tape, but this show was something that introduced me to like the story reset. Spoilers for the 30-year-old cartoon. Like the way it ends, it repeats itself, and I thought that blew my mind as how I was probably like 8 or 9 when I saw the end. Like I have a vivid memory of watching that final episode in my buddy's room or my buddy's house. I sent him a picture of this. He's like, "Holy crap!" I was just telling my partner, you sent me that, and I was telling her how we saw that last episode, and it blew our minds. I was like, "Amazing!" Best part about this, the main like villain is voiced by Tim Curry. So,
nice.
Yeah, stellar cast for voice acting with this. The dude that did like Raphael's voice from the Turtles and stuff is Max's. I can't remember his name for the life of me right now. But anyway, look up Mighty Max.
Sweet.
There is an HD like restoration project that kind of went off and disappeared, but they have a couple episodes up. But if anything, look up the theme songs. It's so 90s.
How long is an episode? Is it literally just one
like 20 minutes, 30 minutes or something? This is a 30-minute tape. What's that?
That's crazy.
What's crazy?
I remember VHS tapes of those shows or having 4 episodes on them or something. Like,
oh yeah, normally they would. I was trying to look back here and see if I have any others. I don't, but no, yeah, it is weird that this has just 1 episode on it. There's another one that has like the Skullmaster trilogy. The villain is Skullmaster, voiced by Tim Curry. Pretty great. But yeah. So I was really excited. I don't normally mention I did last week with MagFest crap, but sorry, I was really excited about that tape. So
that's a cool pickup. I like that.
Nice.
Cool.
What about you?
So yeah, now I've actually blurred out on the notes. I actually blurred out a lot of stuff, so you probably haven't seen this. I hope you haven't tried.
Sure.
But so if you watched the last episode, you'll know that I watched the 2024 version of Roadhouse. And I said I enjoyed it, and Scotty said no, bad.
No, movie. You didn't.
So yeah, because I've seen the original Roadhouse and I loved it. I remember loving it.
The Swayze,
Patrick Swayze. So I decided to rewatch that, Scotty, because I haven't seen it for many years, like 15 years or 20 years. I don't know how long it's been. Still a fantastic movie. I still prefer it to the new one. So
thank God.
I haven't changed my mind there. But I'm going to say something weird. It weirdly makes me appreciate the new one still. And I still think that the remake is not a bad movie if you consider it not to be like a remake, if that makes sense. Like, does that make sense?
Maybe.
Like on its
own, makes sense.
If you saw Roadhouse 2024, it's for an action movie, a bit of violence and stuff. It's fun. It's good. Because I think the action's good in it. The story's similar to the original, but not quite the same, so it kind of works still. But yeah, the original's better. The original's just clearly miles better in everything. Like the character's development's better and everything. The storyline itself is a bit better. Everything's better about it. But I still quite like the new one. So just saying, check out the original and maybe watch the new one if you want to. But yeah. And also that game, I haven't got it to hand, damn it. That Mega Drive game that I picked up that we both never heard of, New Generations or whatever it's called, with the semi-naked guy on the front cover, definitely is Patrick Swayze. Is
What?
they're like identical, like the hair and the body, just like, because Patrick Swayze topless in Roadhouse quite a lot. So yeah. For any listeners out there who are interested in that, that's there we go. Yeah. So another show that I have started watching is called Renegade. Have you ever heard of Renegade?
Nope. Now I've not. You found one I don't know now. Let me see if I can find it.
From like the 90s. And here's the thing. I first heard about
this. Renegade. Looks horrible. Sorry.
I first heard about it back in the 90s. I'd never seen it. I didn't even know it existed until now, which might sound weird. But basically, there's a comedian in the UK who is still going, but was much bigger in the 90s, called Eddie Izzard.
Sure.
During one of their stand-ups, they made a kind of reference or joke about Renegade. And the only thing I can remember about the joke, like basically talking about watching TV late at night and stuff, and how they came across Renegade on TV. And they sort of say, they explain that he's basically his wife's been murdered and he's framed for murdered, and the tagline goes, he's hurt, he's angry, he's got big hair, and he's a guy on a motorbike basically driving down, taking down bad guys on the
I might have found it. No, never mind, sorry, I found something else.
Basically, this was back in the 90s. The internet wasn't really a thing back then. Like, it wasn't a household thing. You could just look things up. And even when the internet came out, you still couldn't really search for things because Google, believe it or not, didn't exist straight away. So yeah, I remember trying to find it years and years ago. Could not find it on TV, could not find it anywhere. And I thought Eddie Izzard had just made up this thing just for a joke in the show, because what I just said wasn't the full joke. There was more to it. But yeah, and so for years, I just didn't think it existed. It popped up on Amazon and it said Renegade. And I saw this guy on a motorbike with long hair. I was like, no freaking way. Are you kidding me right now?
You're like, I found it. Yes, Kate, I found it.
I did actually go and tell her, and she's like, don't care. Literally, don't know what you're talking about. Don't care.
I mean, this is the introduction. It says here, he was a cop and good at his job, but he committed the ultimate sin and testified against other cops gone bad. Cops tried to kill him, but got the woman he loved instead. Framed for murder, now he prowls the Badlands. An outlaw hunting outlaws, a bounty hunter, a renegade.
So
Light the fire. Something plays like that. I don't know.
I love it. It's if you've ever watched Walker Texas Ranger, it's kind of that style of TV show. That's what I can tell you.
Right before Nash Bridges.
There you go. Nash Bridges as well. There you go. It's great. Like, he does more roundhouse kicks than Chuck Norris does.
There were 5 seasons of this show.
Oh yeah.
Good gravy.
I'm still on season 1, baby. But
all right, I'm adding that to the list. I'll at least watch I'll watch the pilot. It's probably
good.
Pretty bad, but yeah, we need another like showy sitcom thing to watch. Or not sitcom.
It's of its era, let's put it that way, but it's still quite good fun. Yeah.
Sure.
And okay, sorry, I'm probably be going on too long for this, but
no, that's the show. We're out of here, everybody. Go watch Renegade.
Yeah. Got pickups. This is something I forgot about last time. I have a Sonic Pairs. There we go. Look at that. Look at that guy. It's Sonic.
I got Tech Deck back here, so
Sonic in Pairs form. There we go.
Yep, I've seen them. Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. I think are the other ones, right?
I don't know. I got that for Christmas, and I forgot to show it last time. And then I've got some pickups. So I ordered these kind of around the time I was in Australia, but I told them not to ship it until I got back to the UK. I have multiple Everdrives. Woo! Sheesh. So they doing a big sale on at Christmas, and so the Everdrive for the N64, Everdrive
nice.
for the Super Nintendo, and then the Mega Everdrive Pro, which is actually the one I really wanted anyway.
Man, but are those all in Genesis style boxes?
Yeah,
or what are they?
Kind of Genesis style boxes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I couldn't tell.
But yeah, they some of them actually have a bit of a Christmas theme on the stickers there. Ooh, I don't think
Oh,
it's
that's fun. Yeah,
yeah.
TLDR, everybody. Everdrives are basically flash carts within a cartridge that'll fit in your console, so you can still use
Mm.
that console and you'll have the library or whatever else you want to throw on there.
Yes, basically, and it lets you play. It makes it easier to play homebrew games on a proper hardware as well, which is good.
Yep.
And they kind of threw in a fun little. I mean, if you maybe you can describe
Oh,
this.
that's a GBA cartridge, I think, but it's
It
an ornament
is.
made out of a
That's
GBA
correct.
cartridge.
Yeah, so they kind of threw in a GBA cartridge style Christmas
Wow,
ornament, basically. I guess
that's
because it
cool.
was around Christmas, I ordered it.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty nifty.
Yeah, they had a decent sale. I avoided it because we said no gifts to each other, so I felt worse about buying
Mm.
myself around something around Christmas. But I debated real hard on the Neo Geo Pocket Color
Ooh,
SD card thing they have because that is the
nice.
most probably of all the consoles I have. That's the most like consistently expensive library, even more
Yeah.
than the Saturn to buy for. But I'll get
Mm.
it someday because I do really want.
Ooh,
I really like that click of that handheld stick. That's
yeah,
amazing.
that's
So
cool.
that's, I mean, that's like we have the satiator and stuff like that, so we can
Yeah,
use the consoles
nice.
still.
And I also got something I ordered a while ago. Now, I can't remember which episode it was, but we mentioned this in one of our
Let's
very early
should label
episodes.
this the Chris Powell segment because he would do this every week.
um,
Oh yeah.
this a game called Death and Lead for the Sega Mega Drive it's by a company called High Magazine Software.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned it. It's like kind of like a Western themed. It's only got two
Nope.
screenshots on the back, which are really hard to
Don't
see.
don't take us down, YouTube. Or maybe that should be the thumbnail.
Oh yeah.
It's a
So yeah,
Western game.
it's kind of got side-scrolling elements, but also kind of almost light gun style elements as well to it. The
Mm-hmm.
thing is, I haven't been able to play or use any of these things because I've been ill for the last week, so I haven't even bothered to, look at them.
Sounds like you're not a real gamer.
Yeah, well, but there we go.
Yeah, that's what is it? Dead and lead, lead and dead.
Death and Lead. Death and
My
Lead.
bad. Yeah, I heard that was the game based off of that movie Gallow Walkers. So,
oh man, if it's anything like that, I'm not going to be happy.
that's some good pickups, though.
Yeah, some decent pickups there. But yeah, that's it for me. We should probably get into news, shouldn't we?
I suppose so.
Do that.
Oh, beep, 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 beep. Community news.
Oh yeah. So let's crack on with. Let's do it. Let's get the screen share going. Here we go.
Who here is a fan of Sega Saturn? I've got it next to me this week. Boom, baby, the 3D control pad. Well, our buddy Bo Bales of the Sonic Weekly podcast that I was on recently, he is a crazy hacker, and he has now made Sonic R into Sonic R&R, as in rest and relaxation. So he made a patch that removes the requirement to do laps in the racing game, and also removes the placement like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and instead lets you, but it keeps within the circuit, it keeps the emeralds and those emblems or those coins that you would collect to unlock characters. The emeralds, you collect all those and eventually unlock Supersonic. But what this patch does is keeps those in there while removing the need to finish laps. So you can just explore. You can just run around the levels and just explore them kind of freeform. And he also updated the character controls. So Sonic's top speed, for example, is 100%, whereas Tails is 88%. He tweaked some things so that like the ground friction is mainly what he messed with to let it be easier to control the characters, let it be easier to turn, which I did honestly find. I played through this as Knuckles and was exploring. I tried all the levels out. There's not much to explore in Radiant Emerald once you get that, because that was like the final, just the fun level you race as, especially when you unlock Supersonic. But it is really cool to explore this like it's just a platformer rather than a racing game. And you can I did find some hieroglyphics I never noticed in this level that we're looking at. Regal Ruin, or is that Sonic 3D Blast? Maybe that's this one. Anyway, yeah, it was pretty cool to just walk around and not feel the pressure of the race. Eggman, when he's flying around, or Robotnik still shoots you though. I will say that. and it's really fun. It's a patch that you download and throw it through a what did he say? This is on Saturn Shiro that we're reading about it though. I can't remember what the updater's called, but yeah, it's a new patch for it. It lets you have unlimited time to explore the 5 courses. You still keep the emeralds once you find them if you pause it and hit the retire option. And then, like it says here in our notes, each character's controls have been adjusted to make exploration easier, lowering their top speed, letting them handle better, less prone to skidding uncontrollably, but it makes it a lot easier to unlock everything. And then if you find all 5 of the courses, Sonic's tokens being retired, you unlock a special character. If you find a Chaos Emerald before retiring, you'll keep it. I just mentioned that. Oh, and this is my video. You might want to mute it if it hasn't been already, because there's like background noise. I spent more time than I needed to trying to hop on top of this pillar that had fire on it and just see if it would damage me. And nope, Knuckles is just hanging out, clapping his hands, punching fists, and just on fire. But I was just curious if I could, I never noticed those little sphinxes on the sides even.
No.
And you're able to climb up on those and everything. And so I found a lot of things actually in there's those hieroglyphics. I found some stuff in Radical City that I didn't notice before, like doors into buildings. You can't go into the buildings or anything, but I never bothered to try to bounce. There's like that random pinball part in Radical City, and I never noticed that you can actually hop on top of one of those and just continually bounce on the bumpers that are in there.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I recommend it. He was quoted in his Substack saying, or somewhere he was quoted, Bo was quoted saying, it's not really a necessary patch because you can kind of do this in the balloon mode where you try to find 5 balloons throughout, but you don't have the emeralds or the coins that you can collect in that mode. So it's cool to still kind of just at your leisure collect the emeralds, collect the coins if you want, but mainly explore the levels and see all the different assets they had in there, and like the backgrounds and the walls and the art and stuff that they used. So yeah, you can see the difference. We're looking at the video where Knuckles slides uncontrollably almost. So did you have a chance to try this at all, Graham?
I did not. Again, because illness and stuff, I just haven't been able to actually function. But it looks really cool because this is kind of what I want. I'd love Sonic R to be like this, like a little its own little 3D platformer type thing. But I love Sonic R as a racer, but this is cool. Love this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bo's also done a lot of cool. Another Sonic related hack he did was making Tails control, or you can play as Tails in the Sonic World mini thing of Sonic Jam. Like you can run around as Tails. Cool. He started to make Knuckles the playable character. I think he hit a wall with it somehow or something. I forget because I did ask him about it. But yeah, he does a lot of cool hacks like this, or mods or patches, whatever you would call it exactly. But it's pretty neat. Yeah. And those are usually covered on Saturn Shiro and also his Substack that people can follow.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Cool. Our next bit of news is about Castlevania. So Castlevania Circle of the Moon. This is from Time Extension. Castlevania Circle of the Moon was originally released on the Game Boy Advance and then later released as like a Castlevania pack on like Xbox One and Switch and PlayStation 4 or something. But it is being ported to the Mega Drive, which is pretty cool. So this this is now the 4th Castlevania game that's been unofficially ported to the Mega Drive. So we've also got Symphony of the Night, Rondo of Blood, and Super Castlevania 4 also being ported. It's still a work in progress. There is actually some footage, which I will hopefully share with you now. So this is just a little clip that the developer and the guy goes by the name of Andor has been working on, and he's basically I don't know exactly how he's porting it and stuff, but this is about him adding a new enemy to the game, which is a bat. So there is actually let's skip forward a tiny bit. There is a
video games don't have enough bats. I've always said that.
Yeah. So yeah, he's also working on different. I've noticed he's done videos where it's zoomed in a lot and also zoomed out a lot. So yeah. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's it. Well, this is a double-sized one. This is the wrong video. I clicked on the wrong video. There we go. Let's find this one. Sorry. Here we go. So there we go. This is him actually fighting the bat. There we go. Killing a bat. Brilliant. But yeah, no, it's looking good so far. I never actually played I've only played a couple of Castlevania games and never actually played the GBA game. So yeah, hopefully it'll be a good game.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I just can't get into the Castlevanias. I just never did. But they were also mainly on Nintendo systems, so that's kind of why I didn't play much of them. I don't know. Yeah, but that's neat. It's happening as always. And then let's see here. Oh, what is happening with my outline? That's right. Simpsons Hit and Run getting ported to the Dreamcast. As plain as that. There's just a screenshot right now, which is what we're looking at. It's a little discolored compared to the original game, but it's happening, people. Right now, they've got it running on a Dreamcast emulator, which is how the GTA 3 port, or whatever you would call it, like reimagining, because I don't even know if you would call it a port, because it did the GTA thing at this point. I'm sure it's semantics, but like the port of GTA 3 on Dreamcast, even though it was originally supposed to be on Dreamcast. So is it a port? You know what I mean? Anyway, Simpsons Hit and Run is a pretty cool game. I can't remember if it was Road Rage or Hit and Run that was literally Grand Theft Auto, but The Simpsons.
Yeah, this is this one.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure it was this one. Wait. Yeah, this was the one that was Hit and Run was the one that was like GTA 3, basically.
I believe you. I've played one of them and I don't know which.
I'm trying to remember which one.
There's also one that's just called The Simpsons game, so this might be for another podcast.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, this screenshot comes from the Sega Guru on YouTube. But yeah, this is basically all the information we've got on that right now. Basically, the developer guy making it he goes by the name Maxim Quad. There is a link to his like X account, but he's got no information about this. So I'm not sure where the Sega Guru's actually got the information from as such, because it's not on this guy's X account. But I mean, I trust the Sega Guru. He does a lot of good stuff, I think. So yeah, this is exciting. I mean, hopefully it comes along. Yeah, so far we've just got one screenshot. Who knows what's going to happen? Hopefully some good stuff.
Time will tell.
Yeah. And another game, this is also from the Sega Guru, is being ported to the Dreamcast. And you might have heard of it. Its original name is Maldita Castilla, or also called the Cursed Castilla, with North American power regions. It was originally released on PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and 3DS back in 2016. If you don't know about it, it's kind of like a Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblin style game. It's kind of like looks like a more sort of like a retro style game, even like on the original. I'll just skip forward to some gameplay. There we go. So yeah, it looks very similar to sort of Ghosts and Goblins type game. But yeah, I remember this coming out. I remember people enjoying it. So pretty cool to see this coming out as well. If you're into this sort of game. I think both Scotty and I have mentioned how we're not hugely into these sort of games, but
I just never got into Ghouls and Ghosts and Goblins, etc.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. As I mentioned when I played Gladmore, which is like a stat style game on the Dreamcast. I'm just not very good at these games, and I don't find that much enjoyment in them. But I do appreciate them. So
yeah.
Pretty cool to see this happening. It's being worked on by a company.
Whoa, I didn't look this far. This boss looks cool. Yeah,
that's a cool looking boss. Yeah. It's been worked on by a company called Play on Retro. Interestingly, though, so there's this video on YouTube which Sega Guru has, and it actually says the developer's name at the start. On their website, though, and stuff, there's no information about this. So, so I think this is quite early on. I don't know. They seem to have made quite a lot of the game though so far. So, yeah,
interesting.
We'll link to the video and stuff in the description so people can check it out as well.
Yep.
So, yeah. And
all right, back into the hack scene. We've got Sonic the Hedgehog Mania MegaMix Mania. Sorry, Sonic MegaMix Mania? Something.
Yeah.
It's a fan-made mod for the PC-based Sonic Mania Plus. and it is kind of a successor to the famous ROM hack of just Sonic MegaMix. But this one, it has a release date of February 6th, so this might beat the release of this game might beat the release of this podcast. We'll see. But the cool thing is you can play as Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Mighty, and now Shadow. But it looks amazing, like amazingly done. They've added, I believe they've added levels. I don't know as much as I probably should as a Sonic fan about the legacy of this project and everything, but it just looks very, very good. I don't know if they replaced Shadow or, oh, Amy's in there too. I don't know if they replaced Ray the Flying Squirrel with Shadow or how it works exactly. Again, I feel like I should know more about this, but I just don't. But it looks really, really good.
Yeah, it looks like it's coming along nicely. Well, it's basically finished because it's coming out in a few days. But yeah, there's a cool trailer which we'll link to, kind of just showcasing it. I actually don't know a huge amount of it, as I probably should do. I don't know about a huge amount about the projects and stuff, but it's, from what I understand, it's a hack of the PC version of Sonic Mania. So I think you do need the PC version of it to actually play it, I think.
The hacking, I mean, the Sonic fan game scene is nuts. I was just reminded of one that was made through the PS4 and PS5 game Dreams that I really need to try. And yeah, these are crazy. There's that one that I can never remember the name of, that the style of the game is done in the style of the Sonic CD animation, like the anime cartoon.
That is cool.
Sort of thing, cutscenes. Like there's so many good Sonic fan games out there that I need to try, but this will be one of them. So Shadow's scooting around and he becomes Super Shadow at some point there too. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Keep an eye out for that.
Ooh.
Oh, that's Markiplier. There you go. Oh, that's an old video of him, but that's Markiplier. The video we're watching just has Markiplier at the end of it for no reason.
It all comes back. That's crazy.
All comes back. Unisanus.
That's fantastic. Oh, wow. Cool.
Round us out here, Graham.
Here we go. So you probably didn't know. You probably don't know about this. You probably don't know you want it, but there is a demake of a
It's me against the city.
Yeah. Basically, okay, so for our audience, what you might be hearing, some crazy fan is making a demake of Virtua Cop on the NES, on the original Nintendo Entertainment System, using proper hardware and stuff. And it's essentially what they're saying is it's a true 8-bit demake of Virtua Cop, reimagined from the Nintendo Entertainment System, built from the ground up with real NES hardware with limitations in mind. They're calling it Virtua Agent, and it recreates the intense on-rail shooting gameplay of Virtua Cop using authentic 8-bit graphics, sound, and design. And basically, it's the opening mission from Virtua Cop at the dockyards, but it's being recreated in 2D kind of 8-bit style. But it kind of plays over 5 stages, but all set in the docks, basically, from what I can understand. The cool thing is it actually supports the NES lightgun. So if you do have the ability to put this on a NES, so like using an Everdrive, for example, you can play it with the lightgun, which is really cool. So yeah, it's available now. I've linked to it in... Actually, I don't know if it's the full game yet, but there's definitely on their IO, there's a link to the game, so you should be able to play it now. And there are some videos out there as well. People have played it, so this trailer is really fun. I just quite like this trailer.
Music is awesome.
Yeah, really good music from the trailer. Yeah. I've just turned it down a tiny bit. They're kind of also added in sort of...
you never lean, do you? Or learn. There's a typo.
Yeah. They've kind of added in a bit more of a story, I guess, in a way. There's like into this NES version. But yeah, it's pretty cool. There we go.
Good stuff.
I'm very happy to see that. Good work. So yeah, now you can play Sega games on Nintendo, sort of.
There you go.
And it's free, apparently. Apparently it's 100% free, they say. So there you go. Don't even have to pay for it. Check it out.
Worth it.
Hey everyone, just wanted to add a little bit of extra news to this episode because there is a bit of a time-sensitive situation around it. And by the time we get to our next episode in a couple of weeks, they'll basically be too late. So we covered a few episodes ago a game called Escape 2049, which is by an indie developer called OrionSoft, which we believe is just a one-man band. And OrionSoft, he's developed games on multiple retro platforms, including Mega Drive and Genesis and the Dreamcast. And one of his games that both Scotty and I really love is called Escape 2042, which was an action platformer. It was originally on the NES, but then he ported it to the Dreamcast, and I also think the Mega Drive as well. But essentially, it was a really fun action platformer puzzle game, and he is creating Escape 2049, which is the sequel to that game, and it looks a bit bigger and better and brighter as well. And we covered the Kickstarter a while ago, but essentially he's actually put out a social media post sort of saying that the Kickstarter campaign is stalling and to please spread the word, and basically it may not see the light of day. The game is meant to be coming out on the Mega Drive and Genesis and also the Game Boy Advance, and also there will be a PC release as well. So that would be a massive shame. So that's what we're kind of doing. We're kind of spreading the word again. Please go check out the Kickstarter. Escape 2042, as I say, is a really fun game. Escape 2049 looks like it's going to be even better. There's some really good little trailer for it on the Kickstarter, so showing off some of the action and platforming. And so we really want to see this come out. And the Kickstarter update does actually give a little bit of hope because it mentions how the Genesis Mega Drive version is 100% ready. And there's a company called Homebrew Factory who looks like they might pick up the physical release of the game. So it does look like the Mega Drive Genesis version is coming out still, which would be really cool. But the Game Boy Advance version may not come out if this Kickstarter fails. And there was a social media post, which I can't find now because it might have been deleted. But it basically, OrionSoft sort of mentioned how he puts a lot of time and effort into these games that he makes, and the Kickstarter is the way to help fund the games to get them off the ground. And if this Kickstarter fails, it could mean that he may look at toning down his game development, or maybe even stopping game development for the foreseeable future, because it costs time and money to actually make these games, and that would be a real shame because he does make some really cool stuff. So yeah, just spreading the word. If you can, please go check out the Kickstarter, and if you can, please back it, please support OrionSoft and get this game out there, because it'd be a shame for it not to come out. So there we go. And yeah, with that, back to the rest of the show. So, yep, as we mentioned in the intro, we are looking at Full Auto this week. So, if you don't know about Full Auto, I think Scotty's got his copy there as well. There we go. Yeah,
look pretty much identical.
Yeah, actually, let's bring up. Let's make that bigger for both of us.
Mine is a disgusting price tag on it still.
Oh, lovely. Everyone got the same artwork, which is actually I've got a little bar along the bottom there.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. How's your back look? Filled with thousands. It's almost the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the same, pretty much, yeah.
That's quite interesting, yeah, because quite often the artwork's different in Europe and America. Yeah. That's kind of interesting to see the same artwork. As we mentioned, we are looking at Full Auto. And if you don't know about it, it is a combat car racing game, I think that's how you describe it, which was developed by Pseudo Interactive, published by Sega, exclusively on the Xbox 360 back in 2006. And it was a game that when it came out, it had sort of, I guess, middling to good reviews, but was never like amazing reviews, if that makes sense. So yeah, I think critics sort of said, yeah, it's good, it's fine, but like it didn't seem to capture the world. It didn't set the gaming world alight as I think Sega had hoped it would. And just in the background, just so the footage that is being played is actually my footage. So I'm going to be cutting around. I'll just be skipping around a little bit. But But do you want some? Should we, before we get into the main game, do you want some information about Pseudo Interactive? Some fun facts that I found out before.
Oh, sure. I guess so. I didn't know we'd be talking about them really, but okay.
Yeah, I just found it fascinating because they are a company that a lot of people probably haven't heard of. However, they've got quite an interesting past. I won't go into the full details of their past, but basically, they were originally founded in 1995 in Toronto, Canada. What's weird is the first game, even though they were founded in 1995, the first game I can find information for was back from 2001. So it seemed like 6 years later, that's when they first released the game. Which I guess could be possible. Maybe they spent a long time making games or whatever. But they're probably best known for an Xbox launch title, which was also on the GameCube and PS2, which was called Cell Damage.
Oh.
Do you remember Cell Damage at all?
Yep, cell shading was the name of the game, thanks to Jet Set Radio.
Oh,
but
and they successfully pitched a full reboot of the Vector Man franchise to Sega for the PlayStation 2, which was quite famously known about back in the day, but it was cancelled just before its release.
There's footage of that,
yeah, and their final game was Full Auto 2 Battle Lines, which was released for the PlayStation 3 in just before they were shut down in 2008. So just 2 years after making Full Auto on the Xbox 360, they released one more game and then they were gone, basically. But they were known to be working on several games just before they shut down, including one which was only known as Crude Awakening for Eidos Interactive, which is now strongly believed / kind of has been basically been confirmed to be a new entry in the Carmageddon series, which was going to be on the Xbox 360.
All right.
If you actually go to Hidden Palace, I'll put a link in the description, in the show notes. Basically, Hidden Palace. If you go to Hidden Palace, they actually have a job lot. They recovered a job lot of dev kits from Swedo Interactive before they closed down, and it contains Carmageddon, Crude Awakening, and then apparently there is actually some sort of vaguely playable versions of it or something. So yeah, it's basically confirmed. The Swedo Interactive did come back though in 2021, but the co-founder David Wu sadly died of diabetic shock at the age of 47 in 2022. So they only came back for 1 year, and I don't believe they made any more games. From what I can tell, the studio no longer exists. Their website doesn't function. It goes to like a dead page, basically. However, before they originally shut down in 2008, some of the original team basically branched off and they created a company called Drinkbox Studios, which I never actually heard of, or the name doesn't ring a bell. However, I do know some of the games they've made. Probably the biggest game franchise I know that they've made is called Guacamole.
Guacamole.
Sorry. Guacamole.
They created Guacamole.
They created Guacamole and also the game Guacamole. So yeah, they did that series of games. They've done a few other games as well. That's probably the biggest one that I've heard of.
Yeah, definitely.
So kind of a semi-interesting past, I think. It's a little bit bittersweet in a way, but so they made some reputable games, and yeah, good stuff. But yeah, so essentially. Back to Full Auto. Let's go back to what we're talking about.
I want to clarify if you weren't sure that this was Graham's footage, he's a maniac and plays in first-person mode in racing games. So there you go.
Oh yes, there you go. Yeah, sorry.
I've never known anyone else who plays from the cockpit in these games.
I know, but it's the best. It's the only way to play. Surely.
I get nauseous for one. If you've noticed me looking away for a while, that might be one reason. Sorry. But,
yeah, all my footage is in first person, basically.
I prefer to see the world. I
can't drive
driving
the car
and stuff
because in real life you don't drive a car from behind the car. You have to sit in the.
That's why it's cool. You get to see the thing you're driving as.
Oh,
would you want to be inside Laura Croft's head? No, you want to be watching her polygonal butt run around. So there you go.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Gaming. Yes. So
that's what we do.
That's gaming, but yeah. So if you don't know much about Full Auto, it was kind of part of Sega's early Xbox 360 strategy. So this was, I guess once the new generation of consoles came out, the Xbox 360 was on the scene. The I believe the Wii, did the Wii exist at this point? I don't think it did. I
Yep.
think the Wii came out just.
It did. The Wii and the 360, I think, came out in the same. Well, the Wii was in 06.
The 360 was 06 as well. So
yeah, I don't know. I don't think it, I don't. They probably were the same date, but the Wii just demolished everything. So
yeah, but yeah, basically, okay, yeah. So Sega had they kind of had a strategy of releasing games specific for the Wii and also games for the Xbox 360. This is before the PS3 came out. They actually then kind of branched more into PS3 development, but the first few games of that era were on Xbox 360.
I'm wrong. Sorry. Xbox 360 released November 22nd, 2005. The Wii was 2006. November
wow.
19th.
Okay. I'm completely wrong as well. For some reason, I thought Xbox 360 was. Wow. Okay. Completely wrong on my facts this week. Yeah. Excuse me. But
that's right. Because I remember people were saying like last year, Microsoft didn't do anything for the 20th anniversary of the 360.
Oh wow.
So there you go.
That doesn't surprise me.
Not really, no. But there you go. Yeah. The Wii was out a year later. My bad.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, so this is kind of part of their early strategy. They were experimenting with more Western-leaning games, partly because the Xbox brand wasn't really big in Japan, so they were looking into doing more Western-leaning games. And this was kind of around the time that particle effects and debris. I guess what's it called? What was that? Oh, it was the freaking game engine. I can't remember what it's called now. I probably should have more research on this. But the destructible environments was like a big thing back then in this era.
I'm not sure the engine. I don't know.
There was some sort of engine that made it more prominent. Anyway,
Havoc engine.
I think that was it. The Havoc engine. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So, so this was kind of like one of the things that was kind of hot at the time. So yeah, they basically thought, let's make a racing game or get a development studio to make a racing game and have it kind of carnage, basically. So I mean, we're not going to go into, I guess, everything about this game, but we're kind of going to talk about our thoughts and of what it was. This is almost like, I want to call this the rose tinted glasses chat, as it were, shall we? So we both played it, maybe not necessarily back when it launched, but we've got memories of it back in the day, and from what I can understand, we both enjoyed it. So, Scotty, do you want to kick off with telling me your memories from what you remember? Because you made some notes before you played the game of what you remember of the game back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't. So we mentioned this is when Sega was trying to publish different stuff. So this is when like Condemned was released under the Sega name as a publisher. So yeah, they were just trying different stuff. But I, of course, gobbled up anything they released. And I'm sorry to keep adjusting myself. My chair will not like stay in one spot for some reason. If it looks like I'm just looking down the whole time. But anyway, I played the PS3 one before this. And I did eventually grab this one when I got a 360 as well. Because I didn't play this back in 06 when it released. In that year, I had the Wii. I didn't get the 360 until the Resident Evil 5 bundle that they had with like, that was still one of the bigger consoles before they released the Thin Pro, whatever they were called. I don't know. People call the literal launch 360s the Fat. So I don't know. But before that though, I played a decent chunk of it initially. Oh, are you putting me on pause? Okay, no, sorry.
Keep talking.
But we talked about Vigilante 8 Second Offense and like car combat games. I love Vigilante 8. I love Twisted Metal. This Rogue Trip 2021, if you know, you know, I guess. But this was cool. So of course this spoke to me, like this series. I was like, oh, Sega is making a car combat racing game? Heck yes. And I remember playing it, but like I never finished the campaign on this because it got pretty repetitive. And I didn't feel like there was enough I don't know. I was expecting like, this was also the era of, dark greens and grays and brown is every video game that wants to be serious, So it could have been, I think, more vibrant, but I think it just it didn't grab me like car combat games do. So I didn't spend a whole lot of time with it. That was my initial impressions, though.
Fair enough. Yeah. Cool.
So, but I didn't dislike it. It was just there was a lot. If for what it's worth, in retrospect, this was definitely my most active era because I was working at GameStop and just buying and trying out everything under the sun, thinking it would help me with my job. So this was like, okay, it's good. Let's try something else now. So, what about you?
So I couldn't remember if I got this as a review copy from Sega Nerds or not. The copy I have here is not a review copy that Sega would normally give out, though, because they normally actually review copies they used to give out, especially in this era, they're kind of faded on the front, saying like a review or something on the front. This one's not. So either I have a preview copy and I bought another copy for some reason, or I didn't get it from Sega. For Sega, I don't know. But this was kind of the era that Sega was pretty prominent with Sega Nerds back in the day. So I feel like I should have reviewed it anyway. The thing is, though, I remember loving this game. So I quite enjoy racing games, but I prefer unrealistic racing games. So this, tick that box, love it.
Now, do you mean arcadey when you say that?
So yeah, arcadey, but also So you get arcadey games like Daytona, for example, which are fun. They're fine.
Yep.
But you
like
also get
Sega Rally
games.
Is not really as much your.
Weirdly, Sega Rally is like a weird blip there because Sega Rally is my favorite
or something.
That is my favorite racing game of all time, I think. Sega Rally is at least definitely up there as one of it because Sega Rally is just such a good game. That was actually the first racing game that really got me into racing games. I just think it's brilliant. However, games like Daytona I enjoy, but I don't love. But then you get other arcade racing games like San Francisco Rush, for example.
Oh yeah,
which are arcadey, but also just
that's easily one of my favorite racers because it's almost a platformer as much as it is a racer.
You can explore those levels. It's just a bit wacky. It's a bit crazy. That sort of thing I love. So this kind of thing I love as well. Like it's because it's there are realistic elements to it, I guess, in a way, but it's not really a realistic game. You don't have cars with guns on the fronts every day normally.
Not yet, but we're getting pretty close to that in the US here. Hey, anyway.
But yeah, so yeah, and I do enjoy combat arena car games a bit like Vigilante 8, but I don't love them. So I prefer racing games which have car combat in them, if that makes sense. I remember playing, I can't even remember what it's called. There was an old DOS game that me and my brother used to play, which was super basic car combat game, basically. But it was races, but you shot enemies and you upgraded weapons and stuff.
Spy Hunter, maybe?
It wasn't Spy Hunter. I can't remember what it was now. It might have just been called Death Race or something, to be honest. It's like
I'm sure generic. That movie had stuff, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so I've got very fond memories of this game. So I remember loving the destructible environments, like shooting, bits of walls, and I've got very fond memories of shooting an overhead railway thing and the train actually coming off the tracks or something and like falling onto the track in front of like all other cars. Also dropping a mine in the petrol station, or as Americans would say, gas station. But we call it petrol stations over here and in Australia and places like that. But dropping a mine between the pumps, the gas pumps, and a car hitting it and then exploding, and then the whole petrol station exploding, basically, which was awesome. So just things like that I thought was a really cool thing to do. So yeah, my memory of this game was really good fun. Just great. I remember playing online a bit, but not.
I wish I had.
But, I just remember it just being a fun game and loving it. Yeah. Cool. I probably enjoyed it more than what the reviewers did out back in the day. But yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I mean that's our original impressions from what we can remember. And we've spent the last week or two since the last episode playing it. I mean, I've spent the last few days playing it. I guess I had to basically cram this in because because I was in and stuff. But
sure,
yeah. What do we think now? What do we?
I think when I was going back to this, the stuff I remembered was from the PS3 sequel. And that in mind, I would like us to look at that eventually because I'm curious as to how well that's aged. But this one, like the crashes look awesome. The destruction is crazy. They try to make it pretty cinematic. I played it. I played a little bit of the campaign, and then I actually was able to. I didn't have to convince Rachel because she likes racing games, but I got her to play 2-player with me, so we did that a little bit as well.
Oh, nice.
Which I had never experienced till now. I would, as extreme as it's trying to look and stuff, I think it really lacks personality though, because it feels like the music's going continually, which is cool in terms of a flow of the game, but there's no like sassy announcer. There's no like angsty or like overly cool person talking to you about the events. You have rivals, but they're just another computer car. They're just another computer controlled car. Like they don't have like even a mug shot or something. Like, it was the most basic thing, but like even Road Rash on the Genesis and stuff back in the 90s, you would have people talking trash to you after races, even though it was just a picture of somebody, and they'd be like, try that next time and you'll be a skid mark or something, dumb and edgy. But there was still that personality with it. This game lacks that entirely because you're just shooting other cars, you're just shooting other shells of vehicles, and there's no like, it says when someone's taken out or destroyed or whatever, but that is fun though. The like, what does it say? Not exterminated. I forget. They use different words whenever a car explodes or gets destroyed.
That was one of them. Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't even remember. Yeah, perforated was one that I saw over and over. I'm like, that's just when you bend a piece of paper or something. Like that didn't strike me as perforated, man.
Perforated is when you get holes. A perforated piece of paper's got holes in it.
Oh,
that's what that is.
I guess so. Yeah, perforation means it's easier to tear, so that's why I keep thinking of paper. But the races feel quick usually. My honestly, my biggest complaint though with this right now, there's zero fanfare when you finish the race. It just immediately goes to the menu and it's like, all right, next, restart, whatever. There's no like, yeah, you did it. There's not even like a flag waving person or anything. Like there's no celebration or fanfare at the end of a race. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's immediately to your stats. There's not even like a big congratulations or something like that. So it doesn't even... It just feels like, all right, move on, keep going. Like it doesn't live in its own moment.
Try again, settings, exit race, choose next event.
Yeah, I would even love just like a zoomed out camera of your car finishing, because we did, Rachel and I noticed that we loved it when, if one of us finished before the other one, the camera would just keep rotating around our car, and for some reason it would like get destroyed and just flip over itself and stuff. But the camera was at least there. You could see something rather than just menus and probably achievement unlocked and stuff. So I think, there was a part where Rachel flipped out of bounds and was stuck out of bounds until she completely turtled because she couldn't like the reset the rewind yourself or whatever doesn't work in 2-player unless we were just not figuring that out.
Oh no, I think multiplayer did not do that.
Okay.
I remember online
it kind of makes sense, but
I feel like local should work, but I remember online multiplayer did not work because I guess no, because the whole thing. Okay, so just to be clear for the audience, there's a rewind function called Unwreck, and basically what happens is it rewinds time, and so if you screw up, like crash or whatever, you can undo what you've just done. But yeah, I guess it makes sense actually in all forms of multiplayer because for it to unwreck, everybody has to rewind. So player 2 would have to rewind if player 1 crashes, for example, and player 2 might be like, what's going on? This is weird. It works with bots, but not with humans.
It was just jarring to me because I kept thinking of San Francisco Rush that we just talked about, how you hit a reset button and it like spawns you and you're kind of blinking because you're semi-invincible for a second, but it would like place your car back onto the track. That was not working in 2-player. So when that would happen, we just have to completely wait for the game to completely decide, okay, you have totally died. We will put you back into the race now.
There was a way. I thought there was just a...
I thought like I might have missed it in the controls or something. But it was...
I never really used it, but I remember looking at the controls and that being actually, have I got the manual here? I've got a manual. This is good. This is fun.
It was awkward. The self-destruct button, I guess, was the back button on the 360 controller. So maybe I screwed that up and missed using that or whatever. I know that I have definitely gotten used to not hitting that button because it is sometimes the share button, or like it'll just stall everything on a current gen
Oh,
console.
okay.
So
Yeah.
I wonder if I've like subliminally avoided pressing that button, So
Yeah.
it was interesting with that. But yeah, overall, since the rivals have no personality, like it could have benefited from just some flavor text like Road Rash would have, or you know, Vigilante 8 had like
Mm.
voiceovers with people saying like base quake when they'd use a special or something like that. So
Yeah.
and it was strange to me that you beat so many levels and you never unlock new weapons, or it just would take a long time to get different weapons. So the whole time I'm using the same machine gun, maybe the
Oh, okay.
shotgun. So lack of variety. So yeah, it didn't have the personality that I was used to from like a Twisted Metal or Vigilante 8. So that's why I didn't stick with it, I think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's my current dealio.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, just to touch on that last thing you said, because it's fresh in my mind, that is one thing that I didn't really dislike, but now you've brought it up, I kind of makes sense that it's not basically you don't really go through and unlock weapons as such. Like
Right.
it forces you to have a certain set weapons basically in the single player career mode campaign, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
So it will give you a specific car, or it might give you an option of like 2 cars and maybe 2 to 3 weapon sets, but you don't get to choose. I want a machine gun and a missile launcher. It'll be like you have to have mines and machine gun, or missile launcher and grenades, but it
Mm-hmm.
won't let you, custom. You can't unlock weapons and customize your car properly. So yeah, that is actually a bit of a letdown. Now you've brought that up. Actually, thinking about that, that's actually kind of yeah.
It's weird because like if you take a Twisted Metal, you have like five different weapons you can get in any level, like stuff like that. So I guess it was just weird to me because in a game that really it's like explosion porn basically, just they want all of this wreckage and insanity and action film kind of stuff, but all you've got's a machine gun for a long time, it felt like.
Yeah,
So
that is true. Although I have to admit, I'm using the machine gun's one of the best weapons because it works so well.
I only experienced that in the shotgun, so I will believe it though.
No, they've got this cool, like there's you get like missiles and stuff which are fun because
Splat.
you
Mm-hmm.
you can destroy more scenery with like missiles and stuff. But the machine guns were just so good because you could actually just get all the bullets on your enemy, whereas missiles and stuff were so easy to miss the enemies with. So yeah,
Yeah, the instruction environments though were great. Driving through entire like dealerships or buildings and stuff to basically create a pathway for yourself was cool.
Yeah. So I've got a little bit of almost an interesting story about my time playing the game.
Okay. Oh yeah, I didn't even tell you my experience. Good Lord, I think.
Go for it. Go for it. Tell us
Oh
now.
my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm gonna have to put a bullet in my 360 soon or something. Because guys, like, I bought a second copy of Condemned when we talked about that game because it would not read the disc. The same thing happened again. I didn't buy another copy of Full Auto, but no games were being read by my console. And I played the crap out of my 360. I did play it a lot before kind of moving over to PS3, but I've not, and then I played my PS3 a bunch. PS3's not had any issues. Granted, it's reading Blu-rays, but this thing, it would just not recognize that a game's in the tray. And I did, like, the first time I put Full Auto in, no problem. And I was like, oh my God, install the game immediately, because that sort of solved the problem with Condemned, that it would read from the console more than the disc, but it wouldn't even read this disc. And so I put in Condemned. I put in before, for some reason, just because the Universal was laughing in my face, Duke Nukem Forever worked fine, like, but in this time around, it didn't read Duke. It didn't read Aliens Colonial Marines that worked fine before. Wouldn't read Condemned. It just would not read a disc. I put in a movie and it read the DVD just fine. I was ready to put in an OG Xbox game, but it did read Full Auto, and I was like, okay. I was like, Rachel, we need to try to play this game now because I don't know when it'll work again. I can't turn off my 360 until we record the podcast, I guess. So The funniest thing though was obviously the network is down now. Maybe I shouldn't say obviously because some fans have kept networks alive and stuff. There's no online multiplayer, but I can still maybe buy the skins and stuff for this game that were released as DLC. I don't know. It brought up to it like went
Ooh.
to the purchase screen. I should have hit purchase because I still have like $8 in my dumb Xbox wallet thing, which fittingly enough is from pre-ordering the Aliens Colonial Marines add-ons and just never fully buying them. So golly, it just I figure my laser's going. I mentioned I have one of the red fat consoles after all the red ring nonsense, but it's never red ringed. But I think the laser's just going, but it's so aggravating. And I was even getting aggravated on how like it wouldn't log me in. I had to change my password again for this, and I had to change my password last time when I was playing Aliens Colonial Marines, not for Condemned for some reason, but maybe because I didn't try to go online with that. I don't know. So, but it seems you have to be online to see the game artwork of any games you've downloaded. Stuff was just making me so angry because I just want it's just like, oh my God, I just want to play this game. And like this era is now driving me nuts. It's like, I don't, because it was saying like, oh, you got to be logged in to make sure these Chivos count. No, you don't. It just has to be logged in if you want to have a date that you unlocked the achievement. And the one funny thing when I was looking at achievements, there was one that said, oh, unfortunately, this game has online only achievements for a chunk of them. One of them, though, how an achievement says that it has the name of the achievement and then a description, usually how you get it, or it says how it will be gotten or whatever. And this one said just FA online achievement or something like that. So they forgot to actually add the description. It was just like a boiler template, thing. Like they didn't put the description. I should have taken a picture of that. It was hilarious to me that they let that go through. But I'm Graham. Why is the 360 stuck? I want to just play games that I own. Like, what's the point of this shelf?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, it's driving me nuts.
I love the 360, but yeah, I've been feeling some of that pain with this game actually.
Okay. And, the big thing also, people are probably like, why don't you just go buy another 360 or whatever? Like, I don't want to get rid of this one because it's my first and only 360. It's a red console. It can still change stupid faceplates that no one realistically ever did. It's got the Death Smiles faceplate on there still. And B, we had just gotten 1.5 feet of snow, so I literally could not go anywhere if I wanted to get another 360, and I wasn't going to make some poor Amazon employee like deliver that crap to me right now. I've since shoveled our driveway. We were able to leave our house, but that was the thing too with Condemned. Like I left that night and I bought another copy and was testing the crap out of that. I was sitting here with full auto. I'm like, I can't go anywhere to rectify this right now. So that's my sob story. I'm tired of games not working as we continue our what did I say? Our comedy of technical errors that Graham and I deal with. The end.
Before we on to my comedy of technical errors, you've just reminded me I have a full auto faceplate for an Xbox 360.
What? I'll buy it off you. No.
But it's somewhere, I think it's in my attic, and I didn't put it on an Xbox 360 because, and this kind of goes on to my comedy of technical errors, basically my main Xbox 360 is an Xbox 360 Slim. I think that's what it's called, the black one that's kind of a slimline model. Because over the years, I've owned multiple Xbox 360s, partly because I actually won two. Like I won one in a competition with Sega. I got one for free for something. And my original one died. Because I got my original one I had, I think was a Halo one. Like a Halo 2 one or something. Basically, it was a green Halo one, which got the red ring of death. And that was very upsetting.
I just sent you an eBay link for this full auto one. It was a pre-order bonus, it looks like.
So this is the faceplate that I've got.
Look at that bad boy.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. Freaking flames.
I mean, it's true, the back of it for some reason, but yeah. Yeah, that's for anyone who's listening, it's basically a kind of black faceplate for the Xbox 360, but it's got like Go Faster stripes kind of down the middle with some red flames on it, basically. Yeah, there we go. That's the faceplate that I've got somewhere in the attic in a box hidden.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, my original original Xbox 360 died. I did get another Xbox 360 which I won, and then for some reason, the one that I won actually was the Elite version from Sega. So I had another Xbox 360 which I bought. That was it. So I did buy an Xbox 360 to replace the one that died. I then won the Slimline one, and also got given another one. So at one point I had like 3 or 4 Xbox 360s, basically, even though one of them was dead. Chris Powell was always like making fun of me for owning all the Xbox 360s and didn't have a PS3 at the time. He was like, just sell one of them, get a PS3. I was like, no, Xbox for life. Whatever.
Oh boy.
Where am I going with this tangent? Yeah, so I can't find my Slimline Xbox 360. I don't know where it is. It should be in a box somewhere, but my attic is full of stuff at the moment, and I can't actually seem to find it. So I found one of the other Xbox 360s which I got, which I'd actually at some point had lent to a friend of mine for a few years. There's actually a funny side story to that, which I won't go into now, but we can do it on So this Xbox 360 that I'm using was the one I lent to my friend. He gave it back to me at some point because it was technically a loan. He could have kept it for all I care, but he basically didn't need it and just wanted to get rid of it, so he gave it back to me. And I'm kind of glad he did, because I can't find my other Xbox 360. Yeah. And here's the thing. When I turned it on, it connected to Xbox Live. It had his login information, so I tried to change it to my login information, but it wasn't my main account for some reason. It was like a secondary account or something weird like that. Actually, wait, no, sorry. I'm gonna have to back up for 1 second, because this is also part of the comedy of errors. Before I could find this Xbox 360, I was like, I can't find my Xbox 360. Don't know where my game is. I'm going to try and play this on an emulator. I found an emulator online which was, reputable. It seemed to work very well, and I got Full Auto working on it. I was like, this is great. Like, it's working. However, it did this weird thing where you'd have to stop the game after every race. So basically, it wouldn't crash as such, but it'd come up with an error message saying restart the emulator. And when you restart the emulator, it brings the game back exactly where it was, and it saved all the game information. So the game was saving and stuff, but it was becoming so annoying because, races only last like 3-4 minutes or something. And I was having to like stop and start all the time. I was trying to record footage as well. I was like, this is just annoying because it's just not working. So I was like, I have to find this Xbox 360. So then I found this one. I got it working, got it playing. So I did the tutorial on the emulator. Then I had to do the tutorial missions again on the Xbox 360. And then after I did the tutorial missions, the hard drive died.
Oh, Lord.
Like, it kind of semi-worked.
Proprietary garbage, everyone. Good Lord.
It kind of sort of loaded, but didn't. It didn't get the full red ring of death. It got a mini red ring of death. Like, part of the ring had gone red. I was like, yeah, you've got to be kidding me right now. And I Googled it, and it's like, oh, this could be a hard drive thing. And then I sort of played with the hard drive a bit, took it out, blew on it and stuff, and put it back in, and it kind of works.
Was it but it wasn't working. Left was red? Isn't it when just 1/4 of it is red?
Yeah, it's the
one of those is for the audio.
If it's on its side, it was the bottom left that was.
Yeah.
If it's
I remember like the
if
top
it's up
right
like that, it was the. I can't remember now. But yeah. Anyway, so I was like, "You've got to be kidding me! This is really annoying." And then basically, I found another hard drive. I just happened to have it in a box in this room. Like, I just remember thinking, I'm sure I saw a random hard drive around, and I was like, went through my boxes, like, I found it. I found another hard drive, which is actually a bigger, because I think this is the 20. I think this is the 20 gig that came.
If it does not have a number on it, it's a 20 gig. I remember that.
Yeah, doesn't have a number on it. Yeah. I found a 60 gig one. Sweet. Plug that bad boy in. Literally, that has nothing on it though. So I had to create a new game profile, but this one will not connect to the. Well, it connects to the internet. It does the tests and everything. It connects to my Wi-Fi. Will not go on Xbox Live at all. It's like,
what?
And I try to use my login information. It's like, this does not exist. This is the wrong information. And I went and signed into Xbox Live on the website on my PC and my phone, and the login information is definitely correct, 100%.
Right. Yeah, that was the problem I was having.
I'm not going for the whole reset password problem because that's just going to drive me nuts. So I had to create basically a fake offline account, and then I had to replay through the tutorial levels all over again.
Third time's a charm.
I have played through the tutorial levels and some of the missions 3 times just for this freaking podcast.
Yeah. It's so bad that nothing was future-proofed in this era to a amazingly irritating degree.
Yeah, it really makes me think the Dreamcast, PS2, original Xbox era was probably the best because you could just put a game in and play it, and it would be a game that you could play. Those were the days. Yep. But
all right, yeah, I'm glad it's not just me. So we're done with this era, I guess. I don't know. It's crazy. It's insane.
But yeah, so
what did you think of the actual game?
What did I think of the game? Other than the technical difficulties, I really enjoyed it still. I think definitely it's not a perfect game. You brought up some great points. Like you mentioned, there's no personality as such. Like
character.
There's no rivals. There's no characters. Like just to mention another game that I love, Speed Devils on the Dreamcast, which I mentioned.
Yeah,
that doesn't have weapons and stuff in it. However, it's a fun racing game, and at the end,
I think it still just has text boxes or something, right?
Yeah, it's still text boxes. Yeah. You have rivals who talk smack to you and stuff, and also the way they drive is different as well. Each one's got a little bit of a personality, and they're driving. There's a couple of them who are actually way more aggressive, and they're more aggressive. They actually attack you, and they've got their own specific cars and stuff. So like when you're racing against them, you're like, that's my guy. That's my rival I'm against.
Right.
But as you say in this, there are certain missions where you have a rival, and they're marked with like a different chevron, like a chevron marker above them. And you kill them, you get more points. But they're not different. They're just another car basically on the track that you kill.
I wonder if the reason for maybe no voiceovers because they had to put so much of the engine was being used for the destructible worlds and the interactive quote interactive worlds and stuff or something. I don't know.
Possibly. The thing is though, I still really enjoyed the game. I actually really enjoyed the race. I thought the racing is fun. The combat's fun. I understand about with the weapons. You don't really, it was sort of mentioned, you don't really unlock weapons as such. You kind of do, but you don't. It's very contained in that.
Yes.
These things we're going to do. This is the mission. This is what you have. You don't unlock things that you can then change that much, really. Which is, in some ways, I like it, but in some ways, I don't. So, like, I don't know how far did you get? How much of the game did you play?
I really, if let me look at the manual or something because I really did not get that far. And I was just like, I also, when we were picking levels in 2-player, I couldn't remember the difference between levels because there's not visually so little variety. They all look the same to me. But I'm trying to find here now, like the campaign itself, how far, what the different modes are or whatever.
About the levels, because that's actually quite a good point. Actually, sorry, I had to cough there.
It's okay.
Yeah, there is actually only, I can't even remember exactly. There's only a handful of, I guess, levels or areas, basically, as it were. There's like, there's a couple of city levels. There is I guess like an industrial area. There's a shipyard, and then there's like off like an outback sort of area, like off the beaten track, mountainous area.
Yeah, mountain. Yeah.
But the 2 city levels, they're actually they encompass lots of tracks. So there's actually like within them, you might race one track which is like quite short, but then there might be a bigger track, or there might be another track that you race, but then later in the game you come across a much bigger track which encompasses multiple of those tracks, if that makes sense.
It does,
so so I quite like that in a way, because even though they look samey, you actually are racing on different tracks, but within the same area, within the same city escape, I guess, as it were. So I quite enjoyed that, but I do know what you mean. Like, there wasn't really like Vigilante 8, when we played that, there's like a snow level, or a couple of snow levels, but one was like a resort. There was, one in the desert
swamp
with a massive crater and stuff, a swamp level, so they're very distinctive. And the same with Speed Devils as well, bringing that up. The levels were quite, very unique. This is Aspen, this is Louisiana, these are very different areas.
If it gives you an indicator, I only unlocked 2 sets of weapons. Like, I unlocked the shotgun, I didn't get further than that. So I don't know how far in the campaign that would be.
Okay.
Like, I definitely made it through like one stretch of the campaign, and then there was another, and I think I was like a little bit into the second stretch of it or something somehow.
Oh, okay. So
it was hard to even decipher sometimes.
So basically, you start off with like the tutorial mode, then you get.
I should have done that again, probably.
Yeah,
I mean, you did it enough time for both of us, though.
Yeah, it's where it's cool though, because the tutorial mode does actually give you an insight into all the different features of the game, which is what I quite like. So they show you the different styles of racing. You get then it shows you how to use some of the weapons, but not all the weapons.
Oh yeah, and we didn't even mention that there are different styles of actual gameplay in terms of there's lap racing. You have different laps. There's one that's just from one part to the end. It's not it's just one circuit or whatever you would call it. I'm not sure. There's one where you have to turn around and then come back the other way you just went. And then there's another one I'm forgetting, like last man standing or something.
Yeah, last man standing. So the last person on the lap gets eliminated, basically. And then later on, you do also get a couple of modes where you can't use the Unwreck button, so you only get one life.
Oh yeah.
So you have to try and just finish the level, basically.
And we should have mentioned this at the top. If you're a fan of Burnout, or this might look a lot like Burnout, or there was a game that only had one iteration flat out, that one you tried to like wreck as best you can. But like Burnout, I think was the major inspiration for this. I feel Burnout series.
Yeah, I think a lot of people did think this was a Burnout clone, even though it's not really. But I can see it's inspired by it. I thought the racing, like the actual racing itself, I think was really fun. I enjoyed the tracks for what they were. I do think they would have been cool to have maybe a little bit more difference, but maybe different types of cities. Like you got these, they're all very American, if that makes sense. Which is
they are. Yeah.
It would have been cool if there was like one in Tokyo, like, that sort of style city, and, lots more flashing lights. Maybe one in Vegas rather than, because these are all these.
Yeah, they had a casino,
Chicago or something, or Oh yeah, there is a little casino in one of the levels, but
it's like blink and it's gone.
Yeah, you can drive through it or you can drive past it, but if it was like a whole strip full of casinos and wacky things going on, I don't know.
It would have been great if somehow the online was still active, because I was going to say we should try to do this, but I couldn't. It was such a pain to even log in that I didn't even bother still looking after that.
Yeah, when I was having issues with the hard drive, I was like, I'm not even going to try logging in now.
Yeah, I saw some factoid saying like the Full Auto network was still up, but in like 2024 still or something crazy. I can't remember. Maybe I'll find it here, but I don't know.
Yeah.
But
I enjoyed finding shortcuts through some of the levels as well. Like, as you say, you can smash through like a car dealership and stuff like that, or you might find a random ramp that goes off somewhere. From memory, though, I remember there being lots more shortcuts, or maybe I just couldn't find them this time around. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the knockout mode that we just sort of mentioned, like eliminated and stuff. There's also later in the game they're still, I guess, standard racing modes, but you get like team racing modes. Which I remember doing online as well. But like basically, you and your team would be in one's car. There be another set of cards. And the whole idea is you've got to try and just basically get to the end, but you get more points by killing the enemy, obviously, and getting to the end before them. That's how you win, basically. Or there was some which you had a specific rival that you had to kill, and they had lots of other cards who were like defending the rival as well. I think it was called Spy Hunter or something. So again, it's still kind of like a standard race, but the objective was you got to try and take out this one rival. You could kind of ignore the other cards if you wanted to. But yeah, that was pretty fun, I thought.
2 years ago, there's a Reddit post of the server still being up.
Sweet.
So that's kind of crazy. Yeah, someone was able to get online.
Unless it's gone down now and it used to be up or something.
Probably.
Yeah. One thing I will say is it took me way too long to realize two things which would have been important early on in the game. You can adjust your weapon stats slightly.
I didn't even know you could do that. How and where?
Let's see if I... So I'm just pausing my screen right now.
Oh, tune weapons, it says.
Yeah, so it says like level 2 shotgun and level 2 rear grenades here. We hit tune weapons, one of them will change to 3 and one of them will go down to 1. And then you press it again and it will do the opposite. So, and then you can press it again, they'll both go back to 2. So basically there are certain weapons you may not use as much, but one you might want to be a bit stronger. And I found if you had the machine guns on 3 and mines on 1, it was brutal. It was really good. You could really, because basically when they're level 3, they last longer because their weapons overheat as well.
Yeah.
And some of them overheat other ones,
and you couldn't use them at the very beginning of each race, which I thought was fair, but also super confusing at first. I was like, "Don't tell me my controller's not working now." Like I thought, like my A button wasn't working all of a sudden or something.
Yeah, but yeah, basically when you change the settings, it will make it take longer to overheat, but also be more powerful as well. So it's yeah, it made you can there's tactics there essentially. Also, I didn't realize this. So some just for the clarity for the audience, some weapons actually you maybe not you might not have got to know this because you only unlocked a couple of weapons. Some of the weapons on the front you can actually aim with your right stick. Did you know that?
Yeah, I did remember that. I was able to do that. The shotgun you can, not the machine gun.
Oh yeah, the shotgun you can. Yeah, so shotgun you can, and some of the missile. There's like different rocket missile projectiles. There's like a cannon. There's missiles. There's something else. Rockets. Maybe I can't remember what it's called. But some of them
rockets.
Yeah, some of them you can aim. Some of them you can't. I didn't realize this until literally after I unlocked all the tracks. You can use the right thumbstick as a button to fire the weapon.
Oh yeah, I don't know why you would. That's like kind of.
Oh, it makes it easier. It makes it so much easier.
You think so?
When you're aiming, yeah. Like if you're trying to aim.
Oh, I guess so. Because fire is one of the face buttons. Yeah.
Yeah, fire is A or something, and I was aiming the stick and trying to line up a shot, then pressing A quickly, and it was driving. Like I mean, it works. I could actually do it, but when I worked out, you can just use the thumbstick and just press the button. I was like. That's so much. I can just lock it on and fire whenever I want to. That's so much easier. Like I was like, I didn't realize that. I don't feel like it didn't tell you that in the tutorial, or I just missed it.
I don't remember how I figured that out, honestly. I think I was just looking at the controls and taking note of what buttons did. Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't read the manual or look at the controls properly, I guess. But yeah, that was yeah. But that means you never got to unlocked. I'm going to skip forward a couple of my
probably not.
As well. No,
so did you finish the whole campaign again? Or
I finished the whole campaign, baby. Yeah,
I just couldn't. Oh, that's a cool looking little classic.
Oh yeah, that's a fun car. Actually, let's go. I just want to skip because I actually showed a little bit on there.
Yeah, what was the best? What was the big bad car? Gee,
the car's called the Warlord. It almost looks a bit like the Batmobile in a way.
Oh. Well, I can't see it, Graham, because you zoom in and you play from the cockpit.
Yeah, there we go. Let's go there. There we go. That's what it looks like. Oh,
yeah. That looks like a shoe from Roger Rabbit. Or the Batmobile, yes. Can you back up one notch just so I can see its stats?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it doesn't tell you the stats. It just...
Oh, really? Go back, like in your video, you can't go back to the car selection.
Those
yeah,
stats.
right
Oh,
there.
yeah, those stats. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
geez, it's the fastest
basically.
and the strongest. Class
Yep.
S. Wow. Okay. No, I definitely never unlocked that thing.
Yeah. So
Seen
yeah,
it broken.
I was gonna say that you play through class. You do tutorial mode. You play through class C, then class B, then class A, and then you get all these other kind of different scenarios they set up. Like there's some which are just basic racing modes. There's some which I kind of mentioned. You got the eliminate and knockout round, and then later on you unlock this Warlord class where basically you get to drive as the Warlord.
Oh, I kept calling it Warlock. Okay.
Yeah, the Warlord. You get to drive in the Warlord for all the races, which is really fun. But then you kind of there's a couple more scenarios afterwards.
Okay.
Where you don't get to choose your weapon, your car. So it's kind of I'm wondering if in multiplayer you get to choose once you've unlocked everything. If you get to choose all this stuff. I didn't get a chance to.
I don't know.
Everyone to play with. Even
I mean, you can pick your car and you pick your loadout basically, but there's nothing restricted that I remember.
Yeah, so it's annoying. There's no campaign mode where you can just choose your vehicles and have the settings. And
that was strange to me. So that's full auto, though. I think
that is full auto. Yeah, I mean, I think it's. So okay, yeah. Let's talk about your overall thoughts and feelings once you've now played it. I know you've kind of just given a bit of a summary, but what was it? Was it? I made a note of this. Was it full auto or full awful?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I gotta go. I think dinner's ready. It was not fully awful, but it felt semi-automatic, as they're probably trying to go for with this. Because it just didn't have that personality. And this was like, we grew up with Sega with in-your-face attitude. So it felt like this should have it. Not at all a bad game. I would still play it, but I think I would only, like, I played this I put one sitting into it. And with all the issues that I had, I was like, I think I got the gist. I'm not going to turn this on the next day and find that it's not reading my disc, and I don't feel like it's worth the headache again to try to make this work, because I got the gist, I took some notes, and I'm ready to talk about it. So if it worked better, I would maybe play through it more, but it really was just too repetitive, and it didn't have enough difference, enough variety, between the levels. I just watching Graham's gameplay here. So it had potential. Maybe the sequel is what I remember it being a lot better or something. But if it had online, I would definitely. If it was easy enough for us to hop on online, I'd be more into trying this game out for a longer period of time, I think. So, yeah, I guess that's my. Is that a good review?
Yeah, it's good. No, it's good. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I enjoyed it more than you. I think definitely. I admit that it's not perfect. I think it's just. I think it's well worth playing. I think it's a fun ride. Could it be better? Yes, absolutely. I think you've touched upon some really good stuff. It would be good if there's a bit more attitude, a bit more something behind it, a bit more personality behind it. I think a bit more of a mixture in levels would be really good as well. But overall, I enjoyed the game, and I had fun. Every race I enjoyed playing on, basically. And there was, even though it is I do understand what you mean by it's kind of repetitive. There were no point bored as such. There's some games I'm like, oh, for God's sake, this level, or this again. I was just having fun. I was just like,
it was never. I think that's the thing too. It was never like overly challenging, so I didn't feel like I was really progressing, because what was funny is the last level that was unlocked in this, I remembered having trouble on it, because it was a rival with his gang floating around in the canyon mountain level, and I do remember having issue with that. I played it a couple times and got through it, so like it even what was considered maybe a boss level, if anything, it was still not so challenging that I was banging my head against the wall trying to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
So maybe that's it.
That is actually true. I managed to do most of the tracks on. They have basically 3 stats for when you pass. You get what's it? There's basically a bronze star. Then you also get semi-auto, which is like a silver. Then full auto, which is the gold. I got full auto on most of the tracks first attempt. Yeah, it's not a challenging game. It's you can just sit there and play it over a couple of weekends and basically beat it.
Yeah, and you know what? Speaking of lack of personality, there's not even like a building the lore of the world in the manual or anything like that. And even on the back, it just says, this is all the back says. There's not even like a paragraph or anything. It just says, the most sensational car combat ever. Official Xbox magazine. 5 out of 5. Maxim. That's, yeah. Do you know what Maxim is? Is that in your country? Or okay, yeah. Well, so there you go. When you got a Maxim rating on your game, maybe that's something. I don't know. It says, built for the 360. Complete destruction. Infinite possibilities. Mind-blowing multiplayer. That's taglines you want on screenshots in a magazine, not just on your box. You need to tell me what this game is. So I just realized that now, because I was like, do they try to do lore? Do they try to make lore for this in the instructions manual? Nope. So are we rating this? Do we still do that here? I don't know what we do with this.
We can rate it. How many?
Boom, right down the middle, 3 out of 5.
How many perforations out of 10?
Oh, I gave it 3 perforations. Oh, out of 10, 5 perforations.
Oh, okay, out of 5. Let's out of 5. I don't know.
3 perforations out of 5.
Okay, fine, cool. I will give it. See, I'm going to say either 3.5 or 4 out of 5 because I still think it's a solid game. I think it's a fun game. If someone said, "Hey, buy this tomorrow,"
whoa! Open your browser and go to the website that's on the back. That is segalabs.com.
What?
And please share your screen. I hope this still works on your side. Segalabs. It still works. It's still up, people. Look at this crap. Whoa. This was not made for a widescreen monitor.
Oh no, I don't have Flash plugged in.
Oh crap!
The thing that doesn't exist on the internet anymore, basically.
Making a full auto. Oh crap! Maybe it doesn't work. I clicked on playing and it's not doing anything.
Yeah, you probably don't have. I don't think any modern browser supports Flash anymore.
Nope.
Because it's full of errors.
But this website is still up, so either it's free or someone's still paying and forgot.
Oh wow, this is amazing.
So sorry, I completely. Yeah. This almost looks like more lore than we got in the game right now, because there's a dude standing at like a he's got his leather. Is it trying to be like the FBI back there or something? I don't know, like a government desk, like a real nice wooden desk, and he's looking at a projector that says the making of full auto.
Yeah, that's
now testing at Sega Labs. So this almost looks like a press release site. Coming out February 15th, 2006. By the way, happy 20th anniversary, Full Auto, this month.
Yeah, that's why we're covering this. By the way, I forgot to say that it is now 20 years old this month. So
yeah,
happy birthday! But also,
that's ridiculous that this site's still up. Yeah. I'm glad my ADHD kicked in to see that. Anyway, sorry, you were wrapping up.
Sorry, I was saying, I think I'd give it 2.5 or 4 out of 5 perforations. I thought,
maybe I should do 2.5. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Because right down the middle, it's not bad, but it's not great.
I'm going up again. I'm going 5 out of 5 out of 5. No,
perfect game according to Graham. Nothing wrong with this. It's the 360 console, on the other hand.
I'm going 3.5 out of 5 because I think it's a solid game. I think it's fun. It could be better. It could be a lot better. Mm-hmm. I think, just to touch upon one thing, Sega should have called it something else, because Full Auto doesn't.
Maybe
it doesn't. Full Auto doesn't explain what the game is, which could be one way of naming a game, or you have something so wild and interesting like Twisted Metal, Armageddon. Right. That's it's like, I don't know what that means, but I want to play it, sort of thing. Like Armageddon, you kind of understand it's a car. It could be about cars. Armageddon, what's going on? And Twisted Metal just sounds like, what is going on? And then you see like the box art of Twisted Metal with the creepy face and stuff. You're like, okay, yeah, I want to play this. Or Vigilante 8, you're like, ooh. I like Vigilantes. Yeah, 8.
Yeah, Vigilante 8 was like overly story driven compared to this. Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
but yeah, I feel like Full Auto could be an F1 racing game. It could be any other racing game, basically. Doesn't inspire you car combat, carnage, destroy city blocks, basically, which is kind of what this game was going for. So yeah, I think that could have been a big thing. So Sega, go back in time, change the name, you'd get a perfect 5 out of 5 rating. That's from Scotty. Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah, I think that's good. I think we both got some enjoyment from it. Maybe it's not the best game, but would you recommend it? Okay, would you recommend it to gamers today? If you've never played this, would you say play it?
Yeah, I'd say give it a shot if it's not a headache to set up, if you can find it. Yeah. I will say yes, having not played the sequel in a very long time. That might change. I might say play the sequel instead. So, but that...
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I'd say yes. I think if you enjoy kind of unrealistic racing games, you enjoy car combat games, give it a shot. It's probably not the best one out there, but it's a lot of fun. Destroying buildings and stuff is great fun. Yeah, you can have fun with this, basically. Yeah, and I mean, we've touched upon this. So there was a sequel, Full Auto 2 Battle Lines, which was not on Xbox 360. It was on PS3 and PSP. Both very different games, though. PSP version was not very good. I own that. I also own the PS3 version, but never played it because I didn't own a PS3 at the time.
Nice. All right.
I never bothered to play it. So
we should try it.
I think we are going to do a future episode on this. I don't know when.
Finally getting Graham to play as PS3 people.
Yes. I need to find my PS3. Hopefully it's easier to find than my Xbox 360. And hopefully it worked. But I'm glad I didn't get rid of it now. So, yes, in the future, we will definitely play Full Auto 2 Battle Lines.
Nice.
Not sure when that will happen, but it's going to be interesting. I think
I will give you a heads up just because I'm thinking about this. My X button on my PS3 controllers has started to not work for some reason. So that might be a thing with aging controllers. I don't know. But just so you know, if you your console works and you wonder why your X button is clicking rapidly or not at all, I don't know. Could just be me. Could just be the comedy of tech errors again. So yeah, but we had in our Legacy and Possible Future of this stuff. That was my talking note, is that I'd like to try the PS3. I said version. I should have just said game, but yeah.
Yeah, because it's not a version. It's a completely different game, basically.
Right. This was that era still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you'd get console exclusives and stuff. It's back on my shelf. It's right. I can see the box back there, but I will not get it because we are wrapping up.
We are wrapping up. So for the audience, let us know what you think. Did you ever play Full Auto back in the day? What are your memories of the game?
Yeah.
Have you played it recently? What are your memories? What do you think of it now? And what do you think could make the game better, basically? Do you think a name change would change everything? Or do you think it needs a whole new skin, a new overlay, a new weapon system? I don't know. Let us know your thoughts. And if you'd like to see more episodes like this where we kind of go back and play games that we remember being really good, let us know. That'd be really good to know. So Scotty, with that, let's actually wrap up. Have you got any plugs and shout outs at all?
I'm going to plug the video I did last week because it's actually done and up this time. And I spent a lot of time editing my MagFest Reflections video, so please check that out. I hope it's enjoyable and informative. And speaking of checking things out and helping us out and whatever, if you're listening to us rather than watching us, please rate us on whatever podcatcher of choice that you use, because that does help us out. That does spread the word. Rate us, comment on us, do whatever you can do on there. Share us out there around. Leave us comments in the YouTube video comment section. We always appreciate those that do. And I think, but you can leave us questions as well. We are on Blue Sky if you want to hop on there and yell at us a little bit. And I can't remember. I was going to say something else and I can't remember, but that's all I've got right now.
Oh yeah. We're also on Instagram as well, even though not so much active on there because I'm the one who controls that and I'm not very good at social media.
We're working on it.
Yeah, Scotty's trying to get me more involved. But
we're working on it.
Yeah, I will say, so I'm going to do a shout out for something which I thought I had lined up. I don't have it in my screen.
So I'll give a shout out to Skill Jim, who's always leaving comments, and also User Pending. Thank you, guys. We do see you.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. I'm going to switch back to this tab. Sorry, I'm going to go back to my screen sharing mode, there we go. I'm giving a shout out to the Dreamcast Junkyard. I mean, I think anyone who's in like the Sega community knows about Dreamcast Junkyard. They do amazing work, obviously covering Dreamcast stuff. They have done a really good write-up about the final days of the official Dreamcast magazine in the UK, because the very final issue was never released, even though it wasn't quite finished, but it was nearly finished. They speak to the deputy editor Ed Lomas, and basically they find out some inside information about what happened, why it didn't get released, and stuff. I won't spoil it for you and stuff of what happened. It's kind of a bittersweet, kind of almost sad ending to the issue, to the magazine. But yeah, it looked like it was going for it, because they had a PSO version 2 on the front cover. They had an interview of Yuji Naka and stuff like that. So yeah, it was in the works. It was nearly done, but it never made it out the door, which is just kind of sad. Because there was also Official Dreamcast magazine. I don't know about the American version, but the UK one was one of my favorite gaming magazines ever. It was so good. It was such a well-written, good magazine.
Did you guys have a demo disc with yours?
Yes.
Yeah, ours did.
Yeah. There's actually showing you on there. There's a little screenshot.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That was the only way I could play the Toy Commander Christmas thing. It was on the demo disc.
Yeah. That's where you had it.
We could do a whole episode on demo discs at one point if we wanted to.
I think we should. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, check out this article. I'll put a link in our YouTube description and stuff. It's a really good article. Lewis Cox, very prominent. He wrote it, and it's really well done. Well done, Lewis. Cool. And I think that's it really from us. So thanks.
Yeah, I'll also shout out. Trebornio 3354 left a comment on one of our videos. I just want to make sure I didn't leave anybody out. If I did, sorry, and yell at us in the comments, please.
Yeah, I need to go back and check all the comments that we might have on our YouTube videos. Apologies. Again, I was ill. I don't know if I mentioned that before.
That's fine. You're fine. You're sick. It's okay. I mean, it's not okay, but
Well, with that, thanks again for watching. Thanks for listening. Scotty said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, click on things, click everything. Let's get the Xbox 360 back online, baby.
Let's do it. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Trombone, that's quite fun. The noise, but you can just hit the people in front of you if you're playing. Trombone guy hit me in the back of the head. Hey, trombone guy, leave off the violin. Now. What? I was just playing. It was E flats. Got a load of bottom notes on this one. Someone gets you in a dark alley, you got a trombone, you're all right. Come on. Trombone man. Dun, 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 dun. He went everywhere with his trombone slung over his back, dun, 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 on a motorbike. Have you seen that really crap American guy who goes around with huge long hair on the motorbike on that thing that comes on at 2 a.m. and goes around? He's called something or other. Dun, dun. Have you seen that? And he goes, I can't remember. What's he called? He's called what? He's called what? Ezog Man. Well, I felt they had a catchier name than that, actually. But perhaps it is called Izog Man. Looks like your box is now eating you. You're not those guys from the Muppets, are you? Well, Izog Man was... that sounds like Cro-Magnon Man. He had a motorbike and big hair. Cro-Magnon Man with his trombone. Thanks for that, anyway. So the trombone, eh? Still think it's a good idea. Trombone Man. And the tuba. Who chooses to play the tuba? Surely no one chooses to play the tuba. Tuba's a punishment. You're sentenced to 3 years on the tuba. Oh, referee. Who wants to make this noise? It's got a huge horn. You get a small child in there. Get out of it, you small child. Small Martian child, get out of it. I'm fed up with Martian children now, hiding in my tuba. All right. I'm gonna talk to Izog Man. He had a trombone and he didn't give a shit. His family was stabbed when he was 2. He took up the trombone and drove a motorbike. Renegade, that's what it's called. Have you seen that? That's what it's called. He was a cop or so. He's got big hair, and he goes around. He's hurt. He's angry. He's got big hair. In some countries, it's called Izog Man, but mainly Renegade. It's one that you have to watch because it's so bad. You have to go, oh, can't believe it. Can't believe it. And then you tune in specially next week.